In this video, we're going to explore Eden Springs, a D.R. Horton new construction community in Long, South Carolina. Now, guys, you're going to see an interview with Kate, who is absolutely amazing, very, very knowledgeable. I'm going to ask her like 1,000 questions so that you get every answer that you need about Eden Springs and even some about D.R. Horton. Now, additionally, you're going to see the top builder incentives. I'm going to show you what different builders are doing in our market and the incentives that other buyers are getting. You're also going to see a walkthrough of a model at Eden Springs in this video. I'm going to show you the on-site amenities. There's a pool there, right there at Eden Springs. And I'm going to give you my top 5 new construction communities in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into the video now. If you're thinking about buying a new construction home in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this video could completely change where and how you buy. Purchasing new construction is all about the deal, and having a solid buyer's broker could be the difference in you building wealth with many of your fellow Americans or making a decision that costs you thousands from day one. Because not all new communities are the same. Builder incentives vary, financing options differ, some neighborhoods hold value better than others, and the amenities that actually matter to everyday homeowners can change from one community to the next. In this series, we're taking you inside new construction communities across Myrtle Beach and the Grand Strand, from coastal neighborhoods to fast-growing inland areas, so you can see how they really compare before you make a decision. We'll break down builder incentives, lot purchase and resale strategy, new construction versus resale comparables, and work through your floor plan resale potential. Not only will you see the out-of-pocket expenses to purchase the property, but you'll also get a full breakdown of your first year annual home expenses. We'll take a tour of the on-site amenities, and I'll show you local points of interest that will impact your daily life, like schools, shopping, golf, restaurants, grocery stores, medical, and even highway infrastructure. But we're not just talking about this from a desk. You'll hear directly from on-site sales agents inside each community as I interview them as your buyer's broker, paired with on-location video so you can actually see the homes, feel the neighborhood, and understand the pace and personality of each area. We'll compare communities side by side in each area so that you can see how this community stacks up against the rest of the market, and decide if you can get a better deal elsewhere or if the premium you're paying is really worth the cost. Remember, the biggest wealth builder many Americans have is their primary home. And I'll help you size up this deal to ensure that you'll be able to resell this new construction home, keeping hard-earned money for you and your loved ones. Whether you're a first-time buyer, VA and FHA buyer, growing family, upsizer, newlywed couple, second home buyer, investor looking for a stable new construction rental property, or a retiree, I'll help you find the best community that meets not only your needs, but also positions you for long-term value and resale. By the end of this video, you won't just know what's being built, you'll understand why some communities stand out, which ones fit your budget and lifestyle, and where buyers are getting the most value today so that they can make the most at resale. So whether you're relocating, upgrading, downsizing, buying your first home, or planning for the future here in Myrtle Beach, this series will give you the clarity and confidence to make a smart move. All right, Kate, talk to me about fences.
Fences.
Can we have fences in Eden Springs?
Yeah, absolutely. The style of fencing is going to be dependent on what type of home site that you're on. So if you back up to water or anywhere near water,
okay,
you'll have to do a 4-foot aluminum picket style fence.
Okay.
Whereas if you back up to trees, or if you're on an interior lot that backs up to another home site, you could do the 6-foot tall white vinyl privacy fencing.
Come on now. All right, so super cool. You can't have fences, but something that I want to point out that you said. You talked about two different types of lots. You
Yeah.
talked about a lot with a lot of privacy,
Right.
a lot of woods back behind,
Right.
and a waterfront lot. Now, for a lot of new construction communities, the homes a lot of the times are very much the same, and after they're built out, they become very much like commodities. But the lots are where the differentiation is, and lot strategy is what helps you differentiate your home when you go to resell.
100%.
So it's super important that you pick the right lot that's got privacy, has that waterfront premium, and of course, size is another super valuable. Now, speaking of size, what are the typical sizes of lots in here?
They're anywhere 50 to 60 feet wide. Some will go up to about 150 feet deep. So we actually have some nice deep yards here. Not all of them are, but I mean, we've got some that'll be almost a quarter of an acre.
Okay, so are we talking long driveways in the front? Or?
Not always. It just depends. They try to keep, like your average driveway length is normally like 20, 25 feet.
Okay.
Actually, I take that back, about 30.
Okay.
But sometimes if you're on a cul-de-sac or something like that, they might have to push the house back a little bit further, and then you're going to end up with a longer driveway.
For sure.
But they're all ample. They're not like, some parts of Myrtle Beach you go to and you think you can't even fit like 2 cars in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you have space here.
Parking's definitely a pain point.
Yes.
Because
you're going to have company.
Yeah, no doubt.
At the beach.
Yeah, everyone's going to come visit.
Yes.
You're 30 minutes from the beach.
Yes.
You're going to be the cool family member. Now, all that said, so basically the driveways aren't super long. Does that mean you get more backyard generally?
Yeah. I mean, if they're able to keep it at that normal distance for the driveway, then you'll have deep yards. I would say a lot of the home sites here would have plenty of space to put in a personal pool if you wanted to.
And you can have pools here?
You can have pools
Hey
here.
guys, you're hearing that. Come on.
And we do have a community pool, so it's certainly not something you'd have to do, but there's plenty of space.
Well, there's always a plus in having your own backyard all set up.
Absolutely.
Building that little custom kitchen out there, having now pools. I just recently had some clients, they were looking at putting a pool in, and they were, thinking it was going to be some astronomical amount. I would say you can get a decent pool for $60,000, $70,000.
Yeah.
Can you get a nicer pool?
Just
for
depends
sure.
on what you're looking to do, right?
Yeah, you could spend $120,000 putting a pool in if that's what you plan on doing. But so you don't have to think that it's going to be some crazy astronomical price to put in a pool with your new construction home.
But even like doing a fire pit area, an outdoor kitchen grilling area out back is great too, and you'd have plenty of space for those kinds of things too.
Okay, so HOAs.
HOAs.
Do we have crazy town HOA fees?
No. It's actually really surprising here. $70 a month is going to get you the community pool, which is right up front. We also have a newly built community garden that's going to cover your weekly garbage pickup and common area maintenance. So relatively speaking, I mean, I'm sure you can attest to this too. Yeah. That's a very decent HOA cheap for everything that
guys,
you're getting.
I got a place out. I have a place out in the south end of the beach. I think our HOA over there is like 160 something.
Yeah.
I ran numbers on or pulled up HOA fees on a condo that was 17 minutes from the beach this morning for a client. The HOA was $364.
Wow. Yeah.
And I do work with a lot of oceanfront, and their HOAs are just
different.
Yeah. But all that being said, that's a very cheap HOA.
Yes, thank you. I agree.
Yeah. Does that include trash?
Yeah. Which that's
come on,
$35, $40 of that probably.
Come on, easy. And okay, wonderful. So water and sewers in that?
No, it's not. So you're going to be responsible for your own electricity, water and sewer, internet cable. Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Well, that's still not bad. Now, let's talk about distance. Let's talk about Eden Springs. We're in Conway.
Yes. Well, technically Longs. We're just over the border.
It's not Conway.
Highway 22 is where you're kind of going to cross over into Longs. But honestly, Longs is a very, very, very big area, and we're just on the cusp of it.
Yeah.
But because we're so close, we're off of Highway 90, and because we're so close to 22, you can get into the beach, Tanger Outlets.
How long?
12, 14 minutes.
Okay, so you guys heard that. And that's North Myrtle Beach.
North Myrtle Beach, but even to get into like Grand Strand Hospital and the stuff in Myrtle Beach is super quick too.
Okay.
You could get to like,
real close by.
It's very close. Yeah, 22 is your best friend. So it's nice as you're not in the middle of the tourist stuff. You're not in the middle of all the traffic.
Yep.
It's very residential here, but you can get into it when you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're on the outskirts of all the hustle and bustle.
Exactly.
So it kind of gives you the best of both worlds.
100%.
All right, construction process.
Yes.
How long does it take? What's the process like? Am I paying a deposit? I even had a client recently who was like, but I haven't sold my home yet. Am I allowed to go ahead and start the new construction process even though my home's not sold? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, well, in our state, you cannot do that.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was
That is
very interesting. Yeah. All right. So construction process, how long does it take for a typical home to be built?
So typical home to be built from start to finish, you're about 5 to 6 months. But here at D.R. Horton, we have a lot of inventory. So in this community right now, I do not have any home sites where you could actually build from scratch.
Okay.
Right. So we'd be looking at all inventory homes that are either under construction, could be finished nearing completion, or could be already planned but not yet started. So the amount of time is going to depend on where we're at in that process.
Now, getting the best deal.
Yes.
From what I understand, clients can get the best deal with the inventory homes that are already built.
Well, sure. I mean, keep in mind that if a builder has a home that is completed, they're paying for the electricity on that house. They're paying for all these carrying costs. So there is a little more motivation in getting that home.
I like how you say
you didn't hear it from me,
motivation.
Though. Yeah, a little more
there's
motivation.
A little more leverage. Okay, so yeah, they don't want to carry that home any longer than they have to.
Sure.
It's sitting there, it's not making them money,
right.
And it's just costing them money.
They want to use the assets for something else.
Yeah, I get it totally. So so they're more likely to get the best deal on a home that's already existing, already on the market, inventory home.
Sure, but but obviously there's beauty in building from scratch when you can too, because then you're getting to select your options, you're getting to select your colors and everything. And if you're talking about a home that's already finished, obviously everything's already been selected.
Yeah, no doubt.
So there's good, bad, everything.
There's trade-offs. There's trade-offs. Okay, so next best deal.
Yes.
How does that work? If the best deal is an inventory home, what does that look like as far as builder incentives?
Yeah, so I mean, they're
like currently.
Yeah, I mean, typically you can get about $5,000 off the list price, and then there are financing incentives as well.
Come on, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it. We do have a preferred in-house lender, and if you use them, you can get $6,000 towards closing costs. Plus, something that's very exciting for homes that can close by the end of September, which for us is going to be most everything that we have, if it's already on the ground right now, already started. Interest rate promo of a starting rate of 4.99% for FHA and VA.
4.99. Hold
5.5.
FHA and VA is out here?
Yeah.
That's super
We even offer USDA.
And I know the interest rate's got to be super low.
We'd be starting at 4.99.
Come on, man. That's not bad. Where are you going to go and get an interest rate at 4.99%?
You're not the banks. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And then conventional would be 5.5%. So I was actually doing a exercise this morning at about a $330,000 purchase price. Bank rates versus our interest rate promotion, it'd save you about $162 a month.
Do you hear that, guys? Come on, you can't beat it. Now, all right, so incentives. Have you ever had people that get a patio poured or get a covered porch, or is that a real thing?
Like thrown in kind of thing? Yeah. So maybe not those things per se, because a covered porch has to be permitted, right? And patio, adding concrete after a home's under construction is it's a thing. No. But window blinds. So, I mean, hanging window blinds is not fun.
Okay.
I sell a lot of window blinds because they're really decently priced. It's something we can ask for to be thrown in. And then when you move into the home, they're already there. You're not having to deal with it.
Absolutely.
You're not having to use sheets. And then they're going to be covered under the 1-year warranty.
For sure.
So that gutters are something a lot of people will get from us.
Gutters? Mm-hmm. Get out. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, gutters. We do offer ceiling fans. A lot of people don't get those because they want to pick out their own. I only offer one style. But if there's a covered porch, and it's not screened, sometimes screening is something we can ask for.
Look at that, guys. Yeah. All kinds of little things we didn't know about.
Yeah.
All right, so let's work through the deposit process.
Sure.
How much of a deposit do I have to pay to move into Eden Springs?
Into Eden Springs, our deposit policy. So we have 2 different collections of homes here. One that's going to be a lower price per square foot. One that's going to be a little fancier, a little higher price per square foot. On the less expensive, it's a $5,000 deposit policy.
Yep.
And on the higher end, it's a $10,000 deposit policy.
Okay. So 5 and 10.
Yes.
What home is a better fit for what buyer? Let's kind of work through it.
Yeah.
Is our lower end home a good starter home? Is that what we're?
I think it totally depends, because we're gonna have 1 and 2 stories in both collections.
Okay.
So it's really gonna be more of a price point thing, because one collection will keep you under $400. The next collection is gonna be your $380s to $500.
Okay.
And again, the lower price, it's just gonna have a little bit less bells and whistles, but those are things that a lot of folks can do on their own later.
No doubt.
Personalize a home.
Monthly payment wise,
Yeah.
what's our difference there between the lower end
Oh,
home?
gosh.
Like if you bought the low of the low home
Yeah.
or the high of the high home, what are we talking about difference in monthly payment?
I mean, on a conventional loan, probably, I mean, you could be 1,400 to 3,000, you know, if you're going from small to
one
big.
low extreme to one high. So guys, you're hearing it there, $1,400 a month, all the way up to $3,000 a month. Who do you typically see moving out to Eden Springs?
All kinds of people.
Is it retirees mainly? Is it first-time home buyers? Is it, what do you see?
A little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything.
Really
Is. I mean, as you drive through the community, you're going to see 1 and 2 story homes.
Yeah.
We are in the North Myrtle Beach School District, which is a red line district, meaning that if you don't live in that district, you can't have your kids go to school there. So that is very appealing to some people.
Okay.
But again, the more quiet feel of the community and close to everything, though, appeals to a lot of retirees too.
No doubt. Yeah. And now golf nearby? You got golf nearby?
We're in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
we got golf everywhere.
67 golf courses here.
Probably the closest would be Shasberry Glen, I guess, up 105.
Okay.
Or you go into the beach and you've got...
and then you got Barefoot.
There's that one right there by
You guys are next to Barefoot.
Yeah.
And there's like 4 championship golf courses right there that are pristine.
You could never run out.
Never
run out of restaurants, never run out of golf courses.
Okay. Healthcare. How far, we're out in the country. Not really.
No.
Not really. But, so how far am I from healthcare?
I mean, I'm judging based on like where I live. I mean, you're 15 minutes to Grand Strand.
Look at that, guys.
Hospital.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. And then if you want to go north, you've got McLeod, Seacoast.
Yep.
Up that direction. Might take you a little bit longer than 15 minutes, but you've got options.
Yeah, you got options.
Yeah.
And, 15-minute drive is not very far. I
No.
believe timing the market matters just as much as picking the home. Understanding end of quarter and end of year builder pressure, knowing when to target inventory homes versus to be built opportunities, and recognizing early phase versus late phase pricing can dramatically change your outcome. I believe financing is where deals are truly won or lost. Interest rate differences, temporary versus permanent buy downs, choosing the right loan type like VA, FHA, or conventional, and knowing when to use lender credits versus builder lender incentives can impact your payment for more than the purchase price. I believe when all of these elements are aligned correctly, you're not just buying a home, you're engineering a deal that works for you on day one and positions you to win again at resale. If you're still early in the process, start by watching a few more of these community breakdowns. Then when you're ready, we'll build your strategy together. And if you want to make sure you're not overpaying, missing incentives, or choosing the wrong community, reach out. I'll help you compare the entire market and structure a deal that works for you and not the builder. Call me now at 843-360-1737 and let's map out your strategy the right way. All right, guys, so your starting price of a home is going to be about $380,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Now, what's the largest size home that you build up to?
We're actually in it right now. We're over 4,000 heated square feet, 5-bedroom home. It's a big one.
Now, the 380, 32, how many square feet is that?
It's actually 305. That's where we start. Yeah.
Really? Come on.
Yeah, 305.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
About 305 for 1,475 heated square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, all on one floor.
Come on.
With a covered porch. Comes with a refrigerator as well.
Not bad. So we're looking at 1,400 square feet on the low end.
Yeah.
Up to 3,000 square feet.
Over 4. This one's a little over 4.
Oh, that's right. You said over 4.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kate, what floor plans go with what buyers?
Well, I mean, I think that any of them can work for anybody.
For sure.
Right? But
absolutely.
Like, for example.
If you're in love with it, go for it.
Right. If it works for you. Yeah. But for example, our Cali model is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-story home. And it is actually the most popular floor plan in the entire United States for D.R. Horton. And it's because it's just really well thought out. It works for a retiree who wants to have an office and still wants to have 2 guest rooms or a craft room and a guest room.
Oh, yeah.
It works for a younger family, too, because as the kids are younger, they can be in their bedrooms and they don't necessarily need that upstairs loft space that you need when the kids get older.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're talking a family with more kids, some of our more popular options are going to be one with the primary bedroom downstairs, 3 or 4 guest rooms upstairs, and a loft upstairs. So, as kids get to be like teenagers, you want them to have their own space. And then some of the other one-story homes that retirees like are going to have like really nice outdoor covered porch areas where you don't have to decide between lounging and dining. They're so wide that you could have dining table and do some loungers.
Now, I will say that the open concept thing you guys really ran with here.
Oh, yeah.
In some of these homes, you definitely get that feel. I was recently in a home, and it's probably built 2025. And sure enough, it was just the layout made it very, very compact, and it wasn't open concept. And it was a noticeable difference, like being in a home like that versus being in a D.R. Horton home where everything's kind of connected.
Exactly.
This is your command center,
right?
Basically,
this is where you're spending your time. And you're entertaining.
Sure. Yeah.
I think the homes feel bigger too when they're open.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for example, we walked in this one, and I was like, the ceilings are taller in here. Yeah. And of course, Kate's like, well, they're actually the same height as the last home we were in, but it felt
just open.
It felt larger. Yeah. All right. So which homes are the best sellers? Which models?
So I would say the Cali, that 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-story home is definitely a bestseller just because the flexibility of that kind of plan works for so many people. And then people just can't get enough of the one that we're standing in right now, the Westerly. Again, it has a lot of grand features, has a lot of space at over 4,000 heated square feet. Yeah.
So resale wise, guys, what you have to think about is you're buying for resale when you purchase. For many Americans, their home is the largest wealth builder of their life. So what you have to be thinking about is, and a lot of people don't like to do this because I feel like they like to indulge themselves more than be self-disciplined.
Yeah.
But like the dollars and cents are going to be important when you go to sell that property.
Of course.
And if you're buying a Cali, for example, and we know it's the #1 seller, then most likely that's going to be the largest buyer pool for resale.
100%. You're going to attract the most people.
Yeah, and you're probably going to be able to sell your home a lot faster, and you're most likely going to get a lot more competition over it because people are going to like that model a lot.
Absolutely.
So you got to be thinking about resale when you buy. People don't want to do that. I'm
going to stay forever.
Yeah,
no, you're not.
No, you're not.
Forever.
You said that the last 3 homes you bought. It's not your forever home. Okay.
And one other thing about the Westerly that I mentioned, it has a 3-car garage, and you know how hard that is to find around here.
Oh, come on. Is it a golf cart garage too?
No, it's a true 3-car. Oh, wow. But a lot of people have golf carts in the community. So
I believe without independent representation, buyers don't compare other communities that may offer better value, miss opportunities with stronger incentives or better timing, and often accept default structures on financing, upgrades, or lot premiums that may not serve them long term. I believe most buyers are guided to focus on the home itself, when the real decision should be about resale, long-term value, and how the deal is structured from day one. I believe when you have the right broker in your corner, you're not just choosing a home. You're comparing the entire market, structuring the deal strategically, and positioning yourself to win both now at purchase and when you sell. Before you make a decision, let's run your deal the right way. Compare incentives, financing options, and timing across multiple communities so you know exactly where you stand. And even if you're already talking to a builder, it's worth getting a second opinion because small changes in structure can mean thousands of dollars in difference. Call me now at 843-360-1737 and let's break down your deal the right way before you move forward. All right, guys, I'm going to take you to the on-site pool real quick. I can't get you in. I don't have a gate code to it, but I am going to let you see it real quick. Plenty of parking. You got your mailboxes here to the left. We've got bathrooms out here. And a gorgeous, gorgeous setup. Look at this. Plenty of seating area here. Of course, that's a restroom there to our left. There's another restroom here to our right. And plenty of pool. All right, guys. So, one thing that I share with clients a lot is the further that you get from the beach, the more home you get for the money.
Sure.
And would you say that's probably true in our market?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've just gotten, everything's so built up.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. Myrtle Beach is super built up. Myrtle Beach, 3 years running, has been one of the fastest, actually the fastest growing market out of the 150 most populated markets in the entire U.S.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yes, it's nuts. So, basically, baby boomers are retiring at $10,000 per day, and they're moving to Myrtle Beach into Florida.
Why not?
And out of those two places, I think that they figured out they get a lot more for their money in our market than they do in the Florida market.
And our insurance is less.
Come on, and our cost of living. Come on, it's great. Yeah, it's great here.
People are nice and friendly.
Yeah. And I hear that constantly. People are actually nice here.
They're very nice here.
Now, I will say that I recently went to New York, and my wife loved it. And every time someone found out it was her first time to New York, like every New Yorker was so sweet.
That's
to her,
great.
and she loved it. She was like, I don't know why people say that New York. So New Yorkers are mean. They're not. They're so sweet people. It was great. Anyways,
good.
All right, little side note there, but yes, our people are super friendly. Plus, this is kind of a tax haven for a lot of high tax states. So ultimately, people move here to save money, to keep their wealth.
Absolutely.
It's a very, very real thing. If you want more specifics on that, pick up the phone and give me a call. Let's talk property taxes, because sometimes I'll say it's $3,000 or it's $2,000, and people are like, a month? And
I know.
And we're like, no, it's like for the whole year.
Great. Because if you're in New York, it might be that per month, right?
Yeah, exactly. So our property taxes are most likely lower than the property taxes that you used to pay. And out here, do you know what a typical property tax is?
I mean, obviously with such a wide price range, it's hard to say, but I mean, you're probably, roughly speaking, I'm not a tax expert, but maybe $1,300 a month, probably to 25. Okay. 25 would be high.
A year.
Per year, and that's for a primary resident as well.
Yes. Yeah, there's two different tax rates for in the state of South Carolina. For primary, it's a 4%. If you buy one of these homes as an investment property, they'll charge you at a 6% rate. It's a little bit higher, but at the same token, just kind of leading off into that, I heard a story of a guy who purchased a D.R. Horton home. Within 2 years, it had appreciated over $150,000.
Okay.
He sold it, took the money, and bought a larger one. And I've also heard about people buying up these homes and renting them out to long-term renters.
Yeah.
Now, can you do rentals here?
You can, but in all of our communities, with the exception of some of our townhome communities and in North Carolina, would be a little different. But in most of Horry County, we do allow rentals, but they will need to be on an annual basis.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So only long-term rentals.
That's right.
But you're also 30 minutes or so from the beach, so that's to be expected.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the process. So, let's say somebody walks in, they pay their $5,000 or $10,000 down. What's the next steps there? Are they buying? Are they choosing which model they like the best? Are they choosing the lot first? How does that kind of?
I think, that's a good question. I would generally say you're going to pick the floor plan first, but let's back up. If someone is in love with a particular kind of home site and there's only one that works for what they're looking for, then we might work that way, where you would say, now what house fits on that home site?
Yeah.
But generally speaking, people are going to come in, they're going to look at the different floor plans, find what works best for them or them and their family, and then see what home sites that fits on and go from there.
Yeah, I know. So it's a little bit, it depends on what your goal is. Okay?
100%.
So let's just be honest. Like from a dollars and cents standpoint, the only thing that differentiates these homes, in my opinion, is going to be the lot. Honestly, like if you can get privacy, on the water, not near the entrance, and a few other things. Yeah. Obviously, that lot's going to be a desirable piece of land, and it's going to be rare, and most likely that's going to add to the value of whatever home you put on there.
100%.
So if your goal is to make as much money at resale, well, then you're probably going to want to choose the lot first, and then find what home goes on the lot. Now, a lot of people don't like doing that because they've got like a work life, you know, and there's a personal value that they're going to get out of the everyday use of their home,
Right.
which is super understandable. But if you want dollars and cents,
That's right.
Now
you can't change location.
Yeah,
Right?
location. Now, all that being said, so you know, generally you've seen buyers maybe do it both ways, where they choose a lot.
Yes, I would say more common is you're going to choose what plan you like, then we'll see where it fits. Because not all homes fit on all home sites. But if you were someone who were like, you know, I've got to have trees on this side and water on the other side.
Yeah.
If we have that, it might only be one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So if that's the case, then we're going to look at the home site.
And
first.
then when a client is making an offer, we're making an offer on the whole package. Like
so we would build it out. Yeah. So we'd sit down and build a quote.
Okay. And then so it's not I'm making an offer on the lot, I'm making an offer on the home.
It's a package.
Yep. And then upgrades.
Yeah.
What are the common upgrades you see people doing here?
So depending on the collection of homes, the homes in both collections come really nicely equipped. So like the solid surface flooring you're seeing, solid surface countertops, backsplash, painted cabinets, all that stuff are going to come standard. A lot of things that people like to upgrade would be like doing a tiled shower in the primary bathroom.
Come on. Doing
oak treads on the stairs.
Okay.
So you've got wooden stairs instead of carpeted.
No doubt. Very nice.
100%.
Yeah,
like
nice.
If we've got tray ceilings as an option, those are popular.
What about gourmet kitchens?
Gourmet kitchens. So built-in appliances.
Okay.
Yep. We saw those being real popular, let's say pre-COVID, then they kind of died off and now they're kind of coming back.
Yeah,
again.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Kate. So we're talking about phases.
Yes.
We're talking about development. We're talking about Eden Springs.
Yes.
What phase are we in?
So we are currently building and selling in our last two final phases, phases 3 and 4.
Okay. And then how long until this phase is built out? How long do people have to come in here and get a home?
I would say if you're interested, we need to start doing something by the end of this year.
Okay. So basically we're looking at maybe a year and a half.
Less than that.
Less than that. So you predict the current phase will be sold out probably in the next 6 to 8 months?
Yes.
So guys, if you are serious about Eden Springs, it is something you need to get moving on like ASAP.
Yes.
All that being said, some people think it's best to buy in the last phase, maybe because the builder really wants to move on to the next project he's doing.
Sure, yeah.
So, you know, have you seen any kind of incentives dropped at the very end?
Yeah, I mean, I have in some communities. It's hard to predict. This is a very quickly selling community, so I don't know that would happen here. But yeah, typically when you get down to the final couple homes, they're like, okay, let's go ahead and
get these sold.
That's right. But you know, the other advantages of being some of the last people in the community is that when you go to sell again, you're not selling against a developer.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and let's kind of break that down. So
yeah.
All right, guys. So there is a dynamic where when a new construction community is being built, all the resale homes are at a disadvantage.
Right.
And that's just
because why would you buy something used or resale or buying something brand new that no one's ever lived in?
Of course.
You know,
and then forego all the incentives.
Right.
Yeah. So am I going to buy this resale home 15 minutes up the road, 10 minutes away from this new construction community? Or am I going to get something brand new that comes with no closing costs, possibly
better interest
rate? I mean, like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So then, you know, imagine trying to sell a home in a new construction community that's not fully built out yet.
Yeah.
That's like you're probably gonna lose money. Yeah. Basically.
Builder reps will help you buy in their community. My job is to help you decide if it's the right deal in the entire market and structure it so you win now and at resale. If you're thinking about buying new construction anywhere in Myrtle Beach or the Grand Strand, the next step is simple. Schedule a call with me. We'll walk through your goals, compare communities, and map out the strongest deal strategy for your situation. Call me now at 843-360-1737 and let's make sure you get this right from the start. I believe the difference between an average deal and a great one is rarely the price. It's how you structure incentives, optimize financing, control timing, and ultimately protect your resale. I believe great buyers aren't focused on small price reductions. They're leveraging closing cost credits, rate buydowns, free upgrades or premiums, and lot fee reductions to create immediate and long-term financial advantage.
All right, Kate, we're just outside of the Cali. Let's get in here and check it out. Now, this is our most popular model, right?
Most popular in the entire United States, and definitely the most popular in this community as well. And come inside, you'll see why.
All right. Now, as soon as I come in, there's a door to my right.
Yes. You'll see our printer in there, but typically this is your hall closet. So
Not bad. Yeah.
we'd call it coat closet if we were up north, but we call it a hall closet here.
And it's got nice, expansive halls as soon as you walk in.
People
so
love
you don't feel cramped.
Yes, you're not walking right into the living space. It's nice. You can decorate, do all that stuff. All of our one-story plans are going to be set up very similar fashion to the front here. We're going to have guest rooms in the front with a guest bathroom, and then the primary bedroom is going to be in the back. That's done on purpose to get separation. But they're nice sized rooms. You could do full or queen size beds in them. I've even seen like 2 twins or office den.
Look at that natural light. We have a closet over here. All right. And we have a community restroom that services both. Tub shower combo in there. Your next bedroom here. Well, that green stripe is nice, huh?
Yes. You'll see lots of pops of green in this house. It's fun. And then you've also got a linen closet as well.
Very cool.
And then this would normally be out to your garage, flanked by the laundry room. You're always going to get a separate laundry room. It's never going to be a pass-through or closet in the homes here. Separate, dedicated laundry space. Got a nice big storage closet here. It is full of junk.
You're good. You're good.
This is my office, so please excuse the mess, but this would be the 4th guest room. And of the guest bedrooms in this house, this is by a smidge the biggest.
Okay.
And then into where everybody wants to hang out.
The kitchen. All right, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. You got a dual sink there. Microwave stove. Pantry in the corner.
That's walk-in pantry.
Not bad, not bad. Refrigerator, nice little coffee bar area here.
And now the way we're building these, most of the time now we'll have a white subway tile backsplash here.
Okay.
And typically we're doing a single sink in the kitchen. So those are just things that we started doing after the model was built.
All right, your dining room's right here.
Yeah, I love that this is like nice and open, but it uses walls to define where the dining and the family room space are. So it's still nice and open, but you're not having to use furniture to
which is
figure it out.
Yeah. So your living room's here. Natural light right in the center of the room, which is great. I do want to just point out real quick that patio. Now, the master is just
All
as
right.
well.
Yes. To the primary, you'll notice the solid surface flooring flows right through.
Yeah.
And even into the bathroom and the closet. So just not, you don't have a ton of flooring transitions, which is great. That's a king size bed. Those nightstands are not small. Look how much space you still have.
On each side. And plenty of natural light coming in from the windows, which is great. And your own on-site or in-suite restroom. Dual vanity. Shower. Assuming this can be your linen closet.
Yeah, we might call this his and hers. His.
Yeah, his and hers.
Hers. Yeah.
Hers being the larger closet of the two.
Typically, yes.
Yeah, that's a nice full-size walk-in closet. And guys, you have your restroom. And this is a single story.
It is. Everything all in one floor. Very functional space with your 4 bedrooms. So gives you that choice to do. A lot of folks will do 2 guest rooms and an office in the guest rooms, but everyone's together, but has their own areas.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps up the tour of this Cali.
Kate, talk to me about which upgrades buyers regret after closing?
Like not doing?
Yes, that they wish
Okay.
they would have done. They close
done.
and they're like, why didn't anybody tell me?
Yes, or why didn't I decide to pick that one? I would say structural options. So say like if there's an option to add an extra full bathroom upstairs in a house that already has 4 bedrooms with 1 bathroom and there was an option to add a second one.
Come on.
Right?
Really? Oh, because you just can't do it afterwards.
I mean, it's very challenging.
You're never going to get that.
Yeah, it's very challenging.
You'll never get that bedroom.
Doing a covered porch out the back, you know,
Okay.
if that's an option.
Oh, it's going to be way more expensive.
Way more expensive.
Wait,
it's
I mean,
so
like,
much easier
y'all are like,
engineered.
one of the last D.R. Horton places I was at, it wasn't Eden Springs, but they were pouring concrete for like $6 a square foot. I mean,
That's right.
You're not going to be able to call anybody and get anybody to do that for you.
After everything's built, they're going to charge you at least $15 a square foot. So definitely that, like, if there's an option to put in an outlet in the slab of the family room to plug in your phones, your power recliners, that kind of stuff, you want to do that. You can't do that later.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Like, and then again, like your stairs.
What, are you going to cut up your floor?
You'd have to jackhammer the slab. It's not happening.
Yeah.
And then stairs, if there's an option to do the oak treads or LVP on the stairs instead of the carpet, it's definitely better to let us do it.
Always. Oh, yeah. A contractor is going to charge you out the...
Well, and the rise of a run is different. So you can't always take that same staircase and just convert it.
Oh, so, okay, yeah. So basically, guys, the rule of thumb here, in my opinion, for upgrades is it's very simple. Whatever's going to add the ooh and ah factor that's going to increase resale. Yeah. Gourmet kitchens, tiled showers, people, anything that people walk into the home and they go, ooh, covered porches. Yeah. Anything that people walk in and go, oh, I could see myself here. My Christmas tree is going to be here. And it's emotional. If it's an emotional experience that you're having, most likely the buyers that buy that home are going to have it at resale, and that's going to be important for you. So there should be an ROI there. Now, if you can't do it, can't do it after closing, or it's going to be super expensive or difficult to do after closing, you probably should do that upgrade.
And especially if you're financing too, because then you're able to roll that cost in, which, different schools of thought on whether that's good or bad. But like, think about a first-time home buyer starting out; they don't have that extra money to go and do
after
projects.
They close on the house. You're not gonna have that extra $30,000 sitting there to go build a patio. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. Yeah. So definitely want to finance that. And I talk to people about that a lot, actually. Oceanfront condo investors sometimes look for condos that are already remodeled, and they'll pay a little bit more for that because for them, they're just paying 25% down. Right. It's a few extra $1,000 and they're getting $30,000, $40,000 worth of remodel. Yeah. It's the same thing here, guys. Yeah. Absolute same thing. Yeah. You're going to pay a little bit more money, but if you were to do it yourself, it would probably cost a ton more.
And the aggravation.
and the stress of dealing with the contractors and and that's a whole nother rabbit trail about contractors.
The dogs are upset because the contractors are in the backyard, whatever it is. Yeah.
Don't want to do that. All right, Kate. So why are people choosing Longs over Myrtle Beach?
Well, I think, this is more of an up and coming area.
For sure.
You're getting more value. Yeah. Typically you can get a little bit more space in the home and on your home site as well. Yep. And then a lot of folks really just appreciate not being in the middle of an area that's going to be really busy all the time.
Congestion, traffic.
That's right. But being able to get to everything super easy.
Yeah. So let's just unpack traffic real quick. Now, for everyone coming from a major, a large state, this is not the same kind of traffic that you have there.
But we like to complain about it regardless.
It's like 15 or 20 minutes worth of rolling traffic twice a day. Like when kids are going to school and people are going to work in the morning at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. And then, at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. when people are coming home. And it's like literally 15 or 20 minutes. It's not like, it doesn't take you an hour and a half to get somewhere here. Some people might be confused about that.
I know. Yeah. And I think that we've all been spoiled. I mean, I grew up in a major city and I commuted an hour each day every way. But I complain, here. So it's really not that big of a deal. But like if you just kind of, when you look around here, you're going to see a lot of trees. You're going to see a lot of nature.
Let's just watch this. Let's just do this. See back over here, back behind Kate. See all the trees?
So there are a lot of protected areas here. You've got more space around the home. So you're just going to get a little more space, a little bit better value.
Yeah. All right. So we're talking through pond lot versus wooded lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So
which we have both here.
Yeah.
We have some really nice home sites for both here.
So which is better? I mean, can you get a wood lot with a pond? Not really, right?
Not really.
Yeah, not
There
really.
might be some that would be on the cusp. I can think of one that's maybe got water on one side and woods on the other, but typically one or the other. I think it comes down to really what you're looking for. Water provides a lot of peace to a lot of people.
Okay.
That's a big dream for a lot of folks, I think, to move down here and be on the water and have that peacefulness. And then there are other folks who really just want privacy. They want the trees behind them, so they're not looking at another neighbor when they're out on their back porch. They're not worrying about what's going on.
Totally.
So I think there's benefits to both. It
For
just
sure.
depends on what you're looking.
Okay, so and you know we have to talk about snakes. We have to talk about alligators. We have to talk about mosquitoes and palmetto bugs and allergies. These are all real things in the South now.
They are.
And we have to get into weather. But first off, snakes.
Snakes.
They're real.
They are.
They're here.
They are here.
Alligators.
Alligators. Yeah.
But you're not really spotted any alligators in the neighborhood.
No. So what I would say about alligators in my 19 years here, I have yet to see one outside of on a golf course or alligator adventure.
There
personally.
Yeah. And Alligator Adventure is an actual place here,
Yes,
by the
it
way.
is.
And there's plenty of alligators there.
But, you know, the water that you're going to encounter in communities like this are retention ponds that were built by the developers. So they are not long-standing bodies of water that have been there forever that should be, you know, full of alligators.
Okay.
Is it possible for an alligator to get into one of our ponds? Yes, because the drainage pipes.
No.
Right. So all of the ponds in the community drain into each other. They leave the community. That means something can come into the community too. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No.
Okay. Yeah. So alligators are real. They're not really spotted in Eden Springs. You don't have to stress over it. Snakes, real. Obviously, certain times of year, be careful. It's a real thing. There's a guy here named the Snake Chaser.
Yeah.
You can call him. He'll come spray your house.
And some of them do good things, right? You know, a gardener snake or, you know, some of the other snakes. And, you know, typically if I see them, I'm just going to let them do their thing.
Me, I'm the other way around. I don't like any. Only snake I like is a dead snake.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that said, mosquitoes.
Yeah.
In the South, is it smart to can you get a screened in porch here?
You can. Now, whether or not we can screen it depends on the stage of construction, but any covered porch that we are going to give you can be screened.
Okay. Now,
yes.
My personal recommendation is to screen the porch in because mosquitoes are a real thing here and they will bite you during the summertime and it's aggravating. All that said, palmetto bugs.
Yes.
They are. That's another name for what?
It's a roach.
It's a roach.
It's a roach.
It is what it is. That's the South's way of being polite about it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a real thing. But obviously, you haven't had any major issues with bugs or anything like that.
No. I mean, yeah, we deal with it. What I would say is, you know, once a quarter, or depending on your tolerance for bugs, once a quarter, twice a year, whatever, have it sprayed.
But pest control.
My husband actually does ours himself.
Yeah.
You can buy the stuff at Lowe's.
It's probably like $600 a year, and they come out once a quarter and spray or something like that.
Yep.
It's not bad. Now, guys, termites are a very real thing here in the South. It's really not a matter of if you're going to get termites. It is a matter of when you're going to get termites. You can get termite treatment, something you definitely want to do. It's just smart. Now, obviously, it's new construction. I doubt you're having issues with termites.
No, but the homes do come with termite baiting stations already installed into the ground.
That's super cool.
Yes. So that is a system that then you have the pest control company come and check it. I believe it's twice a year, and they're going to look for activity. And you have a bond. I kind of liken it to an insurance policy that if they find termite damage, you're protected.
Guys, that's awesome.
For the damage. But yeah, like you said, very important to pay attention to termites around here, to get those inspections done semi-annually and keep up with that.
Let's talk through warranties.
Yeah.
You know, does the builder warranty these homes?
Yes. So you're going to get a 1-year overall warranty on the home, 2-year mechanical, so that's your plumbing, HVAC, and electrical. 10-year structural.
Look at that.
On top of that, everything in the house is brand new. And a lot of those things come with their own warranties, like Whirlpool carries a 1-year warranty. Moen faucets carry a lifetime warranty. So
yeah, and guys, to be honest with you, operating cost wise, like your first decade, I doubt you're going to have any kind of major expenses because everything's brand new. You know what I mean? So like, if you're a newlywed couple or you're buying your first home, this is a great. I mean, it's going to actually most likely cut down on your capital expenditures because you're not going to have to replace the roof or you shouldn't have to buy a new HVAC. Like a lot of this stuff is brand new. It's a smart move. So what generally surprises people that come standard?
I would say that, you know, like granite countertops, solid surface flooring throughout your living areas, refrigerators.
Yep.
Not in both of our collections, but one of our collections, the fridge is going to come standard.
Yep.
Backsplash. You
Yeah.
know, so the homes are already going to come pretty well dressed up. Obviously, you're going to want to personalize it yourself, but
sure.
just even as they come, they're very nice.
All right, Kate, what's one piece of advice you would leave any viewer with before buying new construction?
That's a good one. I would say, you know, do your research on the different builders that you're talking to, because we all operate differently.
Yeah.
And I think going in and knowing how the components work is important, because you might go to builder A and they're going to say, well, here's the base price. Okay, well, what's the real price going to be once you've selected some options and upgrades and put it on a home site and all that? You might spend $100,000. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
When you come to D.R. Horton, we're typically able to give you an all-in price that includes the upgrades and features that most people do and already on a home site. So it's a little more simple process.
Yep.
So doing your research, and what can help with doing your research would be to hire a great
buyer's
agent.
broker.
That's
Hello.
right, to help you and represent you.
And watch plenty of the videos on the channel. Obviously, I'm interviewing tons of these reps at all different types of communities, so you can learn the different value propositions in the new construction market here in Myrtle Beach. Now, I will say that not all builders are the same. There are high production builders, D.R. Horton being a national high production builder. Pulte, they might have a little bit better finishes. Beazer Homes might have, nice. Anyways, the point is that different builders have a different value proposition. It's important that you understand, if I want a more custom home or a more custom experience, I might not choose D.R. Horton. If I want a home real fast and in a hurry that I can move into immediately because I just sold my home and I got to have a place and it's going to be nice quality construction, D.R. Horton might be an excellent fit for you. Yeah. So you have to understand what the different builder value propositions are. These homes are not as custom as Pulte or as Beazer or some other builders in our market. And those neighborhoods might be a better fit for you. That's why you pick up the phone and give a solid buyer broker a call. It's 843-360-1737. I cannot wait to talk about top new construction builder incentives in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now, let's jump right into it. D.R. Horton, we've got paid closing costs between $6,000 and $12,000. Always, it depends on the deal. It depends on the timing. Is the property built already? Is the property under construction? Those are some of the factors that you're going to see at play here between your interest rate and your closing costs. So a home that's already constructed, you're going to get a better deal on. They want to move that fast. A home that has to be built from the ground up, well, you're probably not going to get as good of a deal. Now, there's a range there. Paid closing costs, $6,000 to $12,000. Interest rate starts as low as 3.99%, going up to that plus or minus stands for the current market rate. Now, there are no other incentives that I'm aware of after interviewing and talking with D.R. Horton reps. Now, Pulte homes, $10,000 to $14,000 in paid closing costs, 3.99% interest to the going rate. Now, other incentives is between $20,000 and $40,000 off the ask price. I cannot wait to dig deeper and unlock some insights for you here on these builder incentives. Now, Mungo Homes, you've got $3,500 to $5,000 in paid closing costs. Your interest rate starts at a 4.99 to the going market rate. They are higher on the interest rate than both D.R. Horton and Pulte. That's Mungo Homes. And then there were no other incentives with Mungo Homes. Now, finally, we've got Meritage Homes. We've got paid closing costs to the tune of $5,000. Your interest rate as low as 4.99% to the going market rate. And they do free appliances, which I thought was really, really cool. They take care of all your appliances to include your washer and dryer. Yeah, not bad. Now, let's dig in and go a little bit deeper. Number one, don't chase the rate alone. Look at the total incentive value. We got multiple builders offering as low as 3.99% interest rates. So rate is becoming less of a differentiator between the new construction builders. The real spread is in your closing cost, it's in your price reductions, and the other incentives or extras that you can pull off in your deal. The takeaway here is that a 3.99% interest rate is great, but if one builder is giving you $30,000 off the price, that often beats a slightly better long-term rate. Now, number two, Pulte is hands down the most aggressive equity play on the table. $10,000 to $14,000 in closing costs, $20,000 to $40,000 off the ask price. This is the only builder here creating instant equity at purchase. Now, what this means for you as a buyer is it's going to have the lower loan amount. It's going to be better. You're going to have better refinance flexibility later, and there's going to be stronger resale positioning. Now, the investor angle here is this is the closest thing to a buying below the market that you're going to find in new construction. I like this play a lot, if I'm honest with you. Out of all of these builders, me personally, I think you're getting the best deal here. Plus, they seem to be a pretty, they're more of a custom builder, which, if you've seen the videos, if you haven't seen the videos, you need to watch the videos and learn the differences between the different builders in our market. I think Pulte is winning on the deal, though. Now, number 3, D.R. Horton is the best cash to close play. So for those of you with less money in your account and you're going to be tight bringing cash to the table, you might want to go with the D.R. Horton home. $6,000 to $12,000 in closing cost is huge. Competitive at that 3.99% rate. There's no flashy extras, but the takeaway is that it's a clean, simple, predictable deal. It's strong for buyers who want the lowest out-of-pocket upfront expenses. They want stable financing, but they have no need for added value beyond just the basics. If you want to come out of pocket with the least amount of money, D.R. Horton's your builder. Now, Mungo and Meritage, this is the middle ground, but weaker financially. It's not going to be the best deal. It's low closing cost. It's got a higher rate at 4.99%, and there's no extras. In my opinion, this is the weakest overall financial package on the table. Now, could one of these homes be the best value for you? Absolutely. If you find a lot of value in the product line that Mungo or Meritage produces, even though the numbers don't work out well for you, it might still be the best value for you. And those are things that we have to dive in and work through, the personal use value versus the financial deal, and kind of find out where your priorities are. If it's more important for you to get a perceived value that you have in a Meritage or a Mungo home, then it still might be a win for you, even though it's not the best deal. If you're more financially minded and your goals are more financial, or perhaps you don't have as much money to come out of pocket, a variety of factors, but if your priorities are more on the financial side, then Mungo and Meritage probably are out of the game for you. Now, Meritage, we've got a flat $5,000 closing rate with a 4.99% interest rate. We've got free appliances. Now, the appliances feel good emotionally for sure, but financially, that's maybe $3,000 to $6,000 worth of value. You're effectively paying more monthly for a cosmetic perk. Let's call it what it is. Now, the hidden truth, builders are incentivizing differently based on strategy. Pulte, they're here to move inventory and discount that price. D.R. Horton keeps their pricing firm, but they support financing. And then Mungo and Meritage, minimal incentives. They rely on the product brand. The takeaway for buyers is you're not just choosing a house, you're choosing a builder's business strategy. You got to see it for what it is. Now, the smart buyer strategy, and this is where we really need to dig in. When you're comparing communities, your buyers should ask, what am I getting in exchange for the price I'm paying? And guys, I try to drive this home in my videos, which is why we compare different builders. It's why we look at resale value versus new construction. It's why we look at comparables. It's why we go in and say, all right, in this community, I'm getting a larger lot and better privacy, and I'm paying a little bit of premium compared to the rest of the market. But in this community, I'm not paying a premium. I don't have a larger lot. And then maybe as a buyer, you don't even care about a larger lot. Well, then it might be good for you to go with a lower tier new construction builder as opposed to a higher tier, because what you're paying for is worth it for you or not worth it for you. So you've got to always ask yourself, what am I getting in exchange for the price I'm paying? And so when you walk into a new construction community, you see that asking price, but we dig in deeper and look at things on a price per square foot basis and compare your home to the rest of the market so you can see where it sits and see if that premium is worth it. That's one of the things you've got to do. It's why you hire a solid buyer's broker to help you work through the nuts and bolts of not overpaying for what you actually value and want. Now, if one home is $10,000 more expensive, but another gives you $30,000 off up front, that's a $40,000 swing in your favor. Now, the bottom line is best upfront equity, Pulte. Best for lowest cash out of pocket, D.R. Horton. Best emotional perks, but weaker financially, Meritage. Weakest overall deal structure is going to be Mungo. Now, builder incentives can look similar on the surface, but when you break them down, the difference between these deals can easily be $20,000 to $40,000. That's why we don't just pick a house. We structure the best deal across the entire market. And it's why you hire a buyer's broker like me to run your numbers so that you can get the insights that you need to make a savvy decision when buying new construction in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Pick up the phone and give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. Now, here are my top 5 picks for new construction communities in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Your first 3 communities, Waterbridge, Crescent Cove, and Arcadia, are all going to be upper tier new construction. Clear Pond by Meritage Homes is going to be a mid-tier new construction community, and then Arbonne Woods by D.R. Horton is going to be a low-tier new construction community. Now, Waterbridge, this is a premier gated community with resort-style amenities, strong resale demand from lifestyle buyers, and a track record of upper-tier appreciation. Crescent Cove is going to be a newer Pulte-built home with modern floor plans, competitive buyer incentives, improving entry value because those incentives are phenomenal. They're the best on the board, and broad buyer appeal for resale liquidity. Remember, the neighborhood you buy in, that's going to determine how liquid that home is in the future, how many days on the market it sits. Arcadia, now this is affordable entry into a growing area. It's got functional layouts ideal for primary and rental use, and a steady appreciation tied to its location near expansion corridors. Clear Pond is going to be a balanced mid-tier pricing with solid community amenities, reliable builder quality, and consistent resale performance across multiple buyer segments. And then finally, Arbonne Woods, lowest price point for new construction, strong affordability attracting many first-time buyers, and it's got upsell potential as surrounding development matures. It's out there in Conway. It's a little bit more inland, but as that area grows, and it is growing, it is booming with new construction, you can be sure that you'll see some appreciation out in the Conway area. That's my top picks for new construction right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.